So I decided to give my lecture in English because I'm not an English speaker, unlike Gal, but you can feel the sense like I felt when I found myself in the Silicon Valley, Israeli, holding my first position as product marketing, which I didn't know even exists when I was in Israel, right? And trying to figure out what it means for, I think it was a 150 people company, and I reported directly to the CTO. And there was product marketing in the States back then, but it was very different, and the role really evolved. So I'm here for you first because, as Oyan said, I was very lonely, and I wish I had a Product Marketing Alliance then or PMMiya. So I'm here for you because I know how it feels. And then I think also, I found myself here, yes, I have a very interesting career path. I started in engineering. I was a researcher. I have 2.5 degrees. And then I shifted to business. I have an MBA, working with startups, moving to the Valley, moving to product, and then finding out about product marketing. Moving back to marketing, managing marketing, and thank God today I'm back to product marketing, which is my passion. Why? Because I found my sweet spot where I can take really complex technology and translate it into a value proposition. That's what I love to do. I love understand my customers and explain them how I can help them with their most painful problems. So these are the companies that I worked at. You, again, of course, feel free to reach out or connect in LinkedIn. And I wanted to speak about cross-functional work. So what does it even mean? Everyone knows that product marketing sits at the heart, the intersection, the core of the successful organization, right? Product Marketing Alliance. Everyone, you know this diagram. It's in the middle of working with product and marketing and sales, customer success. Maybe other organizations. It really depends if it's B2C or B2B, right? And it sounds so great, and everyone here wants to be a product manager or a product marketing manager or started to be a product marketing manager, but it's not that simple. As Oyan said, you arrive your first day. Not everyone knows what it even means, product marketing manager, product marketing at all. Sometimes it's a new function in the organization. Sometimes it's not new, but maybe it used to be a bit different. Maybe you have a different perception. Maybe your managers or the leaders want something else. Personally, I moved from product to marketing quite a few times. So I found myself under different organizations, and it's totally different. And the perception is also different within the organization, if they see you as a part of the product organization or part of the marketing organization, right? So it really varies. And what I'm here today to give you is a few tips and also a few stages of some kind of a plan. And it's funny because I was just there for a lecture about how to nail your first 90 days as a senior product marketing manager. And it's a little bit similar, but I'm going to take it to a slightly different direction because some of you still don't know the different functions that you're going to work with. And I'm going to give you a few tools how to figure it out. So first of all, you're going to work with very, very different people and teams. And these are just to name a few, okay? So if you're under marketing or not. Under marketing, there are very, very different functions. So demand generation and brand, totally different people, okay? They care about different things. They have different skill sets. Content people, very related to product marketing, but sometimes different as well. Digital marketing. For some of these functions, you'll be enablers. Sometimes you need things from them. Sales organization, very important this is actually the engine for B2B companies, right? And there are different functions within the organization as well. So account executives, the ones that are in charge of actually selling to the customers. Sales engineers that are more technical, but in certain organizations, they have a very important role because the product is very technical, and they're the ones that actually explain the customers how to use it, and sometimes the value proposition lays there. SDRs, that are more juniors, they're setting up meetings. Product, so product management, you all know. Sometimes technical writing, sometimes product design. So when I started my first role as product manager, I worked in a 50 people organization of just product management, and there was a 50 people organization of customer success. Okay, I didn't even know what all those people were doing. So how do you ensure successful collaboration? And by the way, another reason that I'm speaking English, because collaboration and cross-functional are so hard to say in English, so in Hebrew. So how do you ensure the successful cross-functional process? So first of all, you need to look around and tell yourself, these are people that I'm going to work with. I need to sell myself to them because they don't know what product marketing is. Okay, maybe they know, but I want to explain them what I am and what I plan. And there are two things that you need to take into consideration. One is the persona, right? And second, it's empathy. And empathy is not something that people usually speak about when they speak about, selling yourself and have a GTM plan for yourself. That's not the thing. Empathy is the most important tool to be able to actually selling to customers. And that's why it's an important tool to be able to sell yourself within the organization. What does it mean? So what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand another person's thoughts and feelings in a situation from their point of view and not yours, right? I really think the only way to be empathic is to really imagine yourself in someone else's shoes, being able to walk in their shoes. Now, this sounds very big and amorphic, right? So, okay, I need to be able to walk in their shoes. How do I do that? So let's break it down. First of all, think about your colleagues as your customers, okay? So for each team or persona, first you need to ask yourself, what do they need from me? What do I need from them? So let's think about sales, for example, okay? Sales, they need your help with training, collateral, right? And we'll touch in a minute, we're going to touch in their goals and what motivates them. But what do I need from them? They are my access to customers, the prospects. They are the ones that speak with prospects. I want to know what's going on in these calls. I want to know what works and what doesn't work. I want to hear insights from these calls, right? So it's really important to me to set this relationship with them. Ask yourself persona questions. Okay, these guys, what drives them? Okay, what are their KPIs? What are they being measured on? How do I help them? And this is very important for customers as well. Help them look good to their managers, right? And how does their day-to-day look like? They wake up in the morning. If it's a salesperson, they start prospecting, emailing, thinking about their accounts. I don't know. I want to understand exactly how does it look like. Let's take a few examples. So I mentioned sales. Sales measured by deals closed. Okay? They're very low touch. They care about nothing else. They want to close deals. Now, another important point, most of them are not based in Israel. So there's a whole thing of cultural gap, and I experienced it very hard. So sometimes, even when you think you explain yourself, they don't understand, and vice versa. Okay, something to think about. Product measured by product success, if it's happy users, if it's a product that works and actually brings value. So, and also, there's the roadmap delivery. These guys, they manage projects, they work with R&D, right? They need to make sure that everything goes on time. Customers are waiting for features. They need to make sure that they're good with the R&D. I have to say that here in Israel, product usually is much more R&D oriented. If you work with product people in North America or in the States, sometimes they're more business oriented. What does it mean? It means that sometimes there's an overlap. Okay? So you think you're responsible, for example, for GTM, and their perception of their role is that GTM is in market research, right, and customer research, and all the things are under, like, on their table. So it's very important to set the expectations and to have a strong relationships with these people to understand exactly what they're focused on. So one product person is not the same as another product person, and it depends, of course, on the product and the company and the customers and everything else. Another thing is that PMs sometimes think about PMMs as one thing, launch machine, right? Feature release machine. Okay, I have a new feature, take it and take it to the market, right? So when I interviewed to my first product marketing roles, I used to ask the recruiter, how much do I get to influence the roadmap? Because it was important to me. I didn't want to be a machine, right? And usually what they said is, even I'm talking about the biggest companies, okay? LinkedIn, Google, Facebook, and they all said, it really depends on the persona. So it really depends on the relationship between the product manager and the product marketing manager. And that's why the value lies here. I took demand generation just because it's very easy to understand, like not easy to understand, but generally easy to understand because these guys, like sales guys are being measured on deals closed. These guys are being measured number of leads. That's it. In the beginning, starting to work with the demand generation organizations, I think there were already a few organizations in Israel that had demand generation, but it was the beginning. All they cared about was their campaigns, numbers, conversions. And I was like, I wanted to train them on the product. I wanted them to understand the campaigns that they're managing. They didn't care about it. So, and I tried to set up those meetings for training, and they were like, okay, give me like 5 words title for my campaign. That's all I need. Help me with that. Who are the people? Does that make sense? And that's it. So it's really hard for us to understand them because they're different. Okay, they're not always in the details of the product. They're very focused, laser focused on their campaigns and the leads and conversions. So each person here and each title and persona here are totally different, and still you need to work with all of them because like the example that I gave for sales, for each of those personas, you have value to give and value to get. And still, at the end of the day, like customers, people in the organizations are, at the end of the day, people. And I keep reminding everyone in every organization that I work at that the customers are people. I don't care if they're CISOs. I don't care if they're developers. I don't care if they're, e-commerce people. At the end of the day, they're people. And we tend to forget that. These guys are people too. And there are a few tools that you can use with every person, and I strongly recommend to use them in your personal life as well, that I found very productive when working in an organization. And I worked in 10 people companies and 200 and 700 people companies. I didn't work in a corporate, but it was close enough. Okay? Once you have the politics and once you have a lot of organizations across the globe, you'll see the pain. So I gave you like a short plan. First of all, doesn't look so good here. Understand make your research. It says research. Make research. Understand this person that you're going to speak with. Who does he or she report to? Under which department are they? Are they senior, junior? How long have they been in the organization? So that's one thing. Also, you can go and just take a look at their LinkedIn profile. What's their background? Where did they work before? And so on. So just start with this. Then second, set up a meeting. And that meeting is important that not going to be formal, because what you want to do is to set this relationship, right? So try to have like a coffee or a meal. If they're abroad, then try to make it informal over Zoom or whatever you use. But make it very clear that this is not a formal meeting. This is about knowing each other. Okay? So first of all, the atmosphere should be very nice. Third, starting with talking about yourself. Everything that you want to know about this person, tell them about yourself. I'm Hadas, I'm product marketing. I came from product. My goals are, okay? What I do every day, what I'm gonna do is, it's really important to me to move the needle, right? So I will be dealing with many, many different tasks, and I will have to prioritize. So talk about yourself and open. That's really important. And now this is where empathy takes place. When you're asking questions, don't ask the questions that you want to know, right? So don't be focused on where you want to direct the conversation. Ask them, for example, if this is something that I used to ask. If you had a genie, professional genie, okay, what would be your first, three professional wishes? Ask them, now that you've heard what product marketing is, what would you expect to get from them? Okay, what would help you? So this is where you're actually being empathic. It's not about asking, okay, and writing the questions. It's really, really listening. Now, this is tricky because we all listen, right? I'm speaking with you, so I listen. But when you really want to listen, lean forward, open your ears, and let them speak. It works with customers as well. The best calls with customers, the best sales calls, are over 60% the customer is talking. Really. And it's not obvious. It's really hard. We tend to pitch, right? And especially as Israelis, we take the conversation to the direction that we want. Stop. Do it even harder. Really listen. Do you know mirroring technique? Mirroring technique is something that people are practicing in their personal life sometimes. Therapists and, you know. It means that this salesperson sat in front of me and told me, you know, about his challenges. And I'm like, so I'm reflecting what I heard. So what I'm hearing from you is A, B, C. Now, what does it give you? It gives you first, it gave him the feeling that you've actually listened to what he or she said. But also you can understand if you understood correctly. And again, with the cultural gap, it gets even trickier. So make sure you understood them correctly, and it takes the conversation to a totally different level. Okay, so you had a great, great conversation, and you're all happy, and you know that how you're going to help this person, and so on. What's next? So here's a few practical tips. First of all, always make conclusions. Take a few key takeaways and try to understand what would make an immediate impact. Okay, if this guy said maybe you can have quick wins, and this is the best kickoff for the best collaboration. So that's one thing. Second, shadow. Ask to join silently to customer calls for sure, but even the sales weekly call, or customer success meeting, or a daily stand-up with the product, just for you to understand this person better and the work better. And this is gold, seriously. My best success stories and case studies came from lunch with customer success people. They don't even know what they have in their hands, okay? So you have to maintain this relationship. It's not a one-time thing. You need to work on it. Make sure that it doesn't take most of your time, of course. But, ping people, have a reminder on your calendar to do that. It's really important. And last tip, which people don't know and don't understand how important it is. It's so easy. It takes a minute, and the impact is amazing. Say thank you, give credit. So 2 days ago, I had a meeting with a Gartner analyst, and I asked one of the product people and a product designer to provide me some mock-up slides of the product, specifically for the meeting. And they were very nice, and it was like a few hours before the meeting. Everything was, under pressure. And then at the end of the meeting, it was 8 p.m. I sent them a Slack message. Thank you, the meeting went great. That's it, one Slack message. What would happen next time? They will want to help me. And that's And that's a small thing. A better thing to do, if I present something to the management, to my manager, to the company sometimes, have a slide of acknowledgement. Thank you, Chris from sales. Thank you, Jenny from customer success. Okay, thank you, Moran, the product manager. They all helped me with this. It's so easy, and it's magic. Now, how do you know you succeeded? It's funny, you know, my daughter saw me yesterday making those slides, and she's like, of course people know who you are. No, it's not obvious, especially in a big organization. Everyone should know who you are because you work with everyone, but it's not obvious. If they know who you are, you made it. And my partner to my previous lecture where Oyan attended is Eyal Weber-Tzvik. He's VP Product Marketing at Keto Networks. And he gave a great lecture at PMA, Product Marketing Alliance conference. And he talked about how he built his team. And I think he has 3 director of product marketing, like one in North America, one in APAC. It's like geo-based. And he said, how do I measure my employees? For everyone in the company should know the private name. Everyone in their geo should know the full name. That's it. Why? Because it means that people understand what they're doing and they're important in the organization. And best, when people reach out to you, that's it. You can go home. Because now they either say, I need your help, which means they see you as a resourceful person, right? Or the best scenario is they say, you know, I had a meeting with a customer yesterday, and I thought about you. Maybe you should know that. And then you get the best insights. And that really means that you have when I got an email from a customer success director says, listen, I had a meeting with a customer yesterday, and I thought maybe there's something you can use for a very good quote, and we can have a case study about it. Or when one of the researchers says, we found something interesting, maybe we can write a blog about it. Maybe we can write a blog about it. And that's, we talked about the main personas, but there are secondary personas. As a product marketing manager, I wrote quite a few technical blogs that I had to work very closely with research. And these guys don't understand exactly the value that it gives them. They want to work on their code, right, or do whatever they do. And you need to explain them that you need them for something for marketing, which they don't even know what it is, and they don't care. Right? And you want to help them to build their self-brand because you want them to present at Black Hat or something like that. So it gets even trickier with some of the personas, and it really depends on, again, the organization and the product and the different departments. But when this guy comes to me and say, hey, we found something interesting, maybe we can write another blog, so I'm good. So this is a quote that I found, and I really think it's true. Seriously. Okay, literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. It's obvious when it's about sales, because if you help to close a deal, for sure, it's for everyone helps. But it's also for other organizations as well. And always think about it like that. Their success is your success. And when you set this relationship, make sure that everyone understands that. And by the way, this credit, it goes both sides, right? So when you give credit to someone else, they usually feel obligated to give you the credit as well. So I'm applying my tips. Let's talk about the key takeaways, okay? So first of all, efficient cross-functional collaboration is crucial for PMM. That's not a new thing. It's not obvious. We should work on it all the time, okay? Second, approach colleagues like customers. Approach everyone like customers, because you want to be empathic, you want to understand their pain, and you want to know how to work with them best. Now, invest in strong relationship. It's worth it. Empathy is key for building and maintaining relationships. We already talked about that. Take it to your personal life as well. And prioritize effectively. I didn't mention it, but everyone needs to prioritize all the time. And what happens when everyone knows you, they also ask for things all the time. When you do have a strong relationship and when people understand what you're going through and they understand your goals, it's much easier to say no because they trust you. They know that if it would be an important item, you wouldn't skip it. Or maybe they trust you that you're working on something else that would be more meaningful. Okay, so this is why, and it goes both sides, right? When you understand their priorities, then you understand why they say no too. So it helps everyone to focus on what moves the needle. So that's pretty much it. I want to tell you that, first of all, I listened to the previous session. I'm still doing home assignments, and I'm enjoying every moment, really, because it's like joining a new company and learn a new market and have a new challenge. And this is how I try to treat every new challenge and every new role that I have. And this relationships is part of this challenge. So for each thing, and I think I come from product, so my thinking is very product. Break it to small problems, right? Everything is like big. You're gonna start, or maybe you already started. It's a very big role, even if it's junior. Break it to people, to tasks, to small things that can make an instant impact, and to bigger things that you start working on, okay, with those different people and teams. And just try to enjoy it because it's the best role ever. So you have my details here. You're welcome to add me on LinkedIn. Reach out to me. I really like mentoring new PMMs because I really remember myself at this position. And any questions?
I have a question. Hi. First of all, thank you. That was really interesting. My question is, so your first 90 days on the job are crucial. I mean, you need to show impact. You need to show that you're moving the needle. You need to show that, you know, the money that they're paying you, it's basically worth it in your return. So how much time do you think it's is the best time to kind of invest in this like relationships, like at, you know, like in the first week, 2 weeks, third week, and also how to choose the people that you're actually going to stick to? Like, are you going more like the kind of the senior people, or let's say there's a team, like a whole team of like 10, I don't know, CSMs or something like that? How do you choose?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll repeat the question. Okay, so I was asked, you know, your first 90 days, I'm going to reflect what you said. So the next 90 days are crucial. How do you know where to start? How do you know who to work on the relationship with, right? Are you going to senior people or to junior people? So I will be very honest, okay? If I'm a senior product marketing manager or someone even more senior, then for sure, you know, I will have my plan. I will start setting up meetings with senior people. As a junior product marketing manager, first and foremost, you need to satisfy your manager. Okay, so let them direct you. So be very can-do, right, and willing to, and do have Rosh Gadol, okay? But, you know, setting up a meeting with a VP when you're a junior product marketing manager that just arrived to the organization, they usually will not even know, you know, who you are. No one told them that you were joining, and you're like a junior person, and sometimes they do have their ego, okay? So sometimes it does require a bit of, you know, someone to help you with, and that's where you're going to your manager. And first of all, you understand the focus as they see it, because you're still new and you don't even know, you know, what you can do, and it's a new organization. They know best, and consult with them. I wanna meet with ABC. What do you think? Who do you think I should meet with from the organization? And you will have their cooperation easier. So have coffee with them. You know, put it aside separately. Have your plan, but start with the junior people because it's just easier when you're junior.
תודה רבה.